Now, let's go into Cobalt Strike. First and foremost, Cobalt Strike is a collaboration tool. The software is distributed as a client that connects to a team server. Okay? The Cobalt Strike client is the GUI, and the team server is software that can run on a headless server, and the team server is the part of Cobalt Strike that interacts with the target environment. The Cobalt Strike client does not directly talk to the target environment at all. It's also important to note that multiple Cobalt Strike clients may connect to a team server. How do you stand up the team server? Well, you need 3 pieces of information. First, what is the external IP address of the team server? You need to take note of that. Next, what is the shared password that you would like your teammates to use when they connect to the team server? Third, and this is optional, you need to decide which Malleable C2 profile you want to use for that particular team server. Once you know the answer to those 3 questions, go ahead and start the team server with the team server script included in the Linux distribution of Cobalt Strike. It's very important to note that the Cobalt Strike team server only runs on Linux. It does not run on Mac OS X. It does not run on Windows. To start the team server, I need to know my IP address, in this case 192.168.1.2, and I need a password for my team to use. So we use the password password. To start the team server, I'm going to use the team server script. Now optionally, if I want to use a Malleable C2 profile, I can do that as well, okay? But we'll just stick with the default profile for now. So there we go. The team server is now up and running. Now, when you start the Cobalt Strike client, and you may start the Cobalt Strike client on Windows, Linux, or Mac OS X, you're going to tell it how to connect to the team server. You're going to give it the team server's address, the port, the user field is your nickname or handle, and you're going to give it the password for that team server. Press connect, and the Cobalt Strike client will connect to the team server. Let's go to the Cobalt Strike folder. Let's run Cobalt Strike. That's /Cobalt Strike. And here's the connect dialog to connect to a server. Okay, let's go ahead and put our nickname in the user field. In my case, it'll be Rafi. Why not? And we'll put in the password. Press connect. We're going to be prompted with the team server's fingerprint. This is a hash of the SSL cert, and it's presented before any authentication information is sent. We can see that these 2 values do indeed match, so nobody's trying to man in the middle us. Good. Let's hit yes, and there we are. We're now connected to the Cobalt Strike team server. Let's bring one more client into this. Here's a Windows system. I'm going to go to the Cobalt Strike server, double-click cobaltstrike.exe, and you can see I'm being asked where I want to connect to. Let's do new profile, and we'll put in the IP address of the team server, put in my nickname, and my password. Let's press connect. We're being prompted. It's cool. And here we are. The Windows client is now on the team server as well. When you're connected to the team server, you can use the event log like a chat room. So you can send messages to your teammates. You can actually do actions, things like /me dances. So it's a lot like Internet Relay Chat if you're familiar with that. Okay? When you're connected to the team server, each member of your team can see the same sessions. They can see the same data in Cobalt Strike's data model, and they can pull down the same information gathered during post-exploitation. Now that we've seen how to connect to a Cobalt Strike team server, let's take it a step further. Cobalt Strike is not designed to conduct your engagement from one team server. Cobalt Strike is designed for you to use multiple team servers during one engagement. You may be asking, why? Simple answer, operational security. If one team server gets caught, you do not want that to destroy and end your whole engagement. You do not want one team server getting caught to unravel the rest of your infrastructure. This is why Cobalt Strike supports multiple team servers. How to use multiple team servers with Cobalt Strike? Easy. Go to Cobalt Strike, New Connection, and you will see the Cobalt Strike Connect dialog. Choose the team server that you want to connect to, and when you're connected, a bar will show up at the bottom of the Cobalt Strike window that allows you to switch between Cobalt Strike team servers. Right-click on a button and go to Rename to rename the button to something that indicates that team server's purpose. If you want to close a connection, just go to Cobalt Strike Close, and the current connection will close. And that's all there is to it mechanically. Let's go to Cobalt Strike, New Connection, and I'm going to connect to another team server. I'm going to connect to ads.losenolove.com, and we'll put in the password for that server. Press connect. We get the fingerprint, looks good. And here I am on a second team server. You can see that I can flip back and forth between these team servers by clicking the button at the bottom of the Cobalt Strike window. Now let's go on to a third server. A shortcut, instead of Cobalt Strike New Connection, is to press plus, and now we can connect to our other server. Notice that each time we connect to a server, Cobalt Strike keeps track of the connection information as a profile. So let's put in the password, press connect, and here we go. I am now connected to 3 different team servers with Cobalt Strike. If I want to, I can rename them. I can call this one localhost. I can call this one EC2 ads, and right click, rename EC2 malware C2. So that's how you rename servers with Cobalt Strike. And if you want to disconnect from one, just go Cobalt Strike, close, and here you can see we are now disconnected from the team server. If you press close, the button will go away, and you can reconnect to it again, no problem. Okay? So that's how you connect to multiple team servers with Cobalt Strike.